This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. Today's news is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New service and repair. Call Gunny's 775-727-6800.
Welcome to KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio's News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. It is Thursday, January 12th.
Well, McDonald's and several other businesses and residents were affected by a vehicle collision involving a power pole last night near the center of town. Power has been restored to 75 members of Valley Electric Association after a vehicle struck a guy wire on a power pole in the parking lot of Nye Communities Coalition off of West Street. According to Fire Chief Scott Lewis, the guy wire caused a chain reaction which knocked out power to the Walmart shopping center and several other businesses and residences. News 25 spoke to the persons involved, and they said that the back parking lot has mud in it and the guy wire was not clearly marked. The back of their vehicle hit that wire when they were attempting to leave work at Nye Communities Coalition. They also added that this collision with the guy wire has happened several other times in that area. Pahrump Valley Farm Rescue, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, and Valley Electric crews arrived on scene to restore power to the area.
In more local news, Sheriff Joe McGill and Under Sheriff Bill Becht talk with us today in our three-part series on the newly elected officials.
There's a possibility of ICE maybe backing out of that. If we lose that contract, we lose that revenue, then we're not going to be able to support the personnel that were hired to augment our personnel for that facility. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose people. I don't want to lay people off. Well, I'm planning on getting some other deputies out there on motorcycles, but I'm planning on getting out there as much as I possibly can too, because I miss my two wheels. Homeless individuals are committing crimes. They're going to be out there arresting, investigating, following up. I am looking forward to maybe changing things up a little bit in the administration. The thing is it's always good to get fresh eyes in a position. A little aspect of an investigation, it never hurts to have a new perspective. We regularly use the training center when it comes to our firearms training. We use it regularly for our defensive tactics certifications. We use it all the time when we have academies. So it does get used, and yes, we are going to continue using it. We have recently, I did last week, sign the contract with On Patrol Live. So that will continue for the time being. Lots of people love it, lots of people hate it. I know I went on record several times by saying I wasn't a real fan of it. But you know what? They are paying for the expenses of our participation. Absolutely, I'm going to continue being available to you as best I can. May be hard to get a hold of me, but please feel free, reach out.
Sheriff McGill has found out we've got a lot of officers that are at risk of losing their certification. Mental health and the homeless are always issues that they're hot button topics right now, that everybody's looking for answers. Everybody's trying to solve the problem, and they turn to the police and the law enforcement to try and solve them. We either have to be ready to accept that, or we have to come up with alternatives to find somebody else. We have citizens' complaints all the time, and the people, obviously, they're not happy. Trying to work a medium and mediate those types of things with the supervisors. It's just, like I said, de-escalation or mediation is what it takes, and our officers do a very good job at it. It doesn't work all the time. Sometimes it's just the bad old days of having to put hands on people, but for the most part, they do a good job of talking to people and avoiding that. Possibly getting it going back again, but that takes don't take a special staff, but it takes special people in that staff to want to be able to do that, because that's a whole different mindset. That's 100% community outreach, So, but we ran it for a lot of years and it was a good program. That's, again, just staffing levels, and finding people that want to do it, because talking about the resource officers and community resources or school resource officers, that's a whole special, that's a mindset. They're teachers wearing a cop's uniform, essentially, when they go into the schools.
And if you'd like to see the other segments with our newly elected sheriff and undersheriff, you can go to our KPVM Facebook or YouTube page. Well, police are dispatched to a home invasion involving a man who allegedly entered the house through a window.
Law enforcement officials responded to a residence in the south end of Pahrump of a report of a home invasion that took place in January 10th of this year. As officers drove to the address, dispatch advised that the suspect left on foot in a red hoodie and striped pajama pants. Police later caught up to the suspect, who was identified as Blake Giordano, and told officers that he was looking for an individual that had his wallet. According to the declaration of arrest, officers went to the address where the alleged home invasion took place and spoke to the resident, who told officers they heard a noise inside her sister's room. The witness told deputies their sister was not in her room, so they opened the door to see the suspect standing in the bedroom. Witnesses inside the residence confronted Giordano and told him to leave, in which he did without force, according to the arrest report. In the officer's report, Giordano made entry into the bedroom by forcing entry through the window, causing damage to the window frame. The occupant of the room told deputies that the suspect does not reside at the residence and was not welcome to come inside. Giordano was arrested and transported to the Nye County Detention Center for the alleged crimes of home invasion and child endangerment.
And Nye County Sheriff officers report capturing an inmate attempting to escape from jail.
Police responded to the Gold Town Casino in Pahrump on report of trespassing on January 7th of this year. According to local authorities, officers spoke to the reporting party on scene, who saw an individual inside their property who was previously been trespassed. Deputies recognized the male from previous law enforcement contact to be Daniel Sanquist and stated that he had been trespassed from all Golden Gaming properties to include Gold Town Casino, according to the arrest report. Officers subsequently placed Sanquist in custody and, upon search incident to arrest, discovered that the suspect had a glass pipe with a burnt residue inside his backpack. According to the officer's arrest report, Sanquist previously received a citation for possession of drug paraphernalia. Sanquist was transported to the Nye County Detention Center for the alleged crimes of trespassing and possession of drug paraphernalia. As detention deputies were booking Sanquist, they were attempting to place a jail identification wristband on his wrist when Sanquist allegedly ran away from the officer attempting to escape from the jail. Deputies were able to apprehend him and added an additional criminal charge of attempted escape by prisoner.
All right, well, much more local news on the other side of this break.
Yes, and on Local B TV.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Lisa Spahitz and Mike Plasmeyer at Country Financial Insurance. Auto, home, life, and commercial. 775-727-8920.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, if you want to find out more about becoming a foster parent, courses are happening soon for this very important venture. Shelby Riley from the Division of Child and Family Services gives us all those details.
So we are looking for foster homes in Nye County. Currently, we have 9 foster homes in Nye County. All of them are full except 3. 3 of them have 1 spot open each, which means that if a sibling group was in need of a foster home today in Pahrump, they would likely be displaced outside of their community, which is what we want to avoid. We have a training coming up at the end of the month, starting on January 21st. And if you've ever thought or been curious about becoming a foster parent, this is a great time to get involved and explore in a very no commitment way. Our training is held online via Microsoft Teams with a live teacher. So the cool thing is you're able to attend that really from the convenience of wherever you are. Our trainings are going to be held across 4 Saturdays. The first starts January 21st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then we meet for the 3 consecutive Saturdays after that. So generally, we require that you must be at least 21 years of age or older. You must be able to pass a background check, and you must be able to demonstrate that you're financially solvent or able to meet your own financial needs. Aside from that, we are welcome to many different diverse types of family makeups, single parent household, married couples, domestic partnerships. You have adult relatives that are living with you or boarders. That's acceptable in many cases. And if you're interested in learning more about the nitty-gritty details of our requirements, you can find them online on our website as well. It's www.ruralnvfostercare.com. Placement of a child can be anywhere from 1 day to over a year. It really all depends on that child's situation, and everything is different. So you can definitely choose your age range and your gender choices depending on what would work best for your household. We're looking for age ranges that are at least 5 years in range, no less than 2 years in range. So we have what we call a respite license. You can become licensed in order to take in children in the foster care system on a temporary basis. That usually looks like no more than 14 days. Say if a local foster home needed to go out of town for an emergency or some other reason that they need a break from the child, that is a great opportunity to step up and really help your neighbor. At www.ruralnvfostercare.com, we've got a wonderful frequently asked questions section, and when you're ready to get started, you can click on our blue Get Started button at the bottom of the page and create your account. Once you create that account, it's going to alert me on my end, and then I'm going to reach out to you soon before the training to get you registered and set up. So we have services and resources available to help offset that cost of raising children. So you get a monthly child care subsidy to go towards the care of that child. There's also daycare subsidies to help subsidize the cost of childcare while you're at work or other things in your day-to-day life.
Thanks so much, Shelby. Well, a clinical trial to treat glioblastoma, which is an aggressive type of brain tumor, is underway at Cleveland Clinic in Ohio. As Brittany Harris explains, researchers hope the medication will help the tumor from coming back. And for one mother, that's exactly what it's doing.
And then follow it all the way in.
For the past 5 years, Katie Sanchez has been in a clinical trial for glioblastomas at Cleveland Clinic.
I usually tell people that I had cancer and now I don't.
Katie was diagnosed with the glioblastoma, which is an aggressive type of brain tumor that often reoccurs, back in 2017. The news naturally came as a shock.
I just remember thinking well, they'll just take it out and I'll be fine, which is a great in theory, but as you learn more about the diagnosis, it's well.
She initially had the tumor surgically removed and then went through chemo and radiation before joining the clinical trial.
This medicine, the Cervax-M, is designed to stimulate the immune system to attack a protein that sits on the surface of the glioblastoma cells, but not the surface of any normal cells.
Researchers hope this medication can help keep glioblastomas at bay. And for people like Katie, that's exactly what it's doing.
Some patients are doing beautifully with it and have had control of their disease for a long time, in some cases better than, up to 5 years and more, like in Katie's case.
Katie says it's been a true miracle and is grateful to have found the clinical trial. She also has some advice for others. Don't give up hope.
It was going to be, what do I need to do to put this in our past and move forward and live my life normally. So I do what the doctors tell me.
Cool. Good.
For Cleveland Clinic, I'm Brittany Harris.
Awesome news. Thanks so much, Brittany. Well, the clinical trial is ongoing and continues to accept new participants. News 25 will return with some advice for New Year's resolutions.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, if you participate in New Year's resolutions, experts say setting realistic goals is the key to your success. One of the most popular New Year's resolutions is losing weight and increasing exercise. Wellness coaches will tell you, though, that the quickest way to fall off the resolution wagon is to set unhealthy diet goals. But planning a sensible diet and staying away from dangerous exercise for beginners are 2 steps to succeeding in your resolutions and goals. You should also find out what's safe for you regarding weight loss per week from your doctor or trainer and stick to that goal. The weight might come off slowly, but it is safe and tends to stay off longer.
There are several surefire signs we're entering a new year. Fireworks fill the sky, champagne fills our glasses, and people fill our gyms and workout studios. While there are many resolutions made every year, losing weight or getting into shape is at the top of the list.
Everyone's going right off of the holidays. We all might have indulged a little bit. We might have neglected our exercise and ourself and all of our self-care. So now all of us think it's the first of the year. Let's do this. This is going to be my year where I become a whole new person.
But wellness coordinator Rebecca Henderson says becoming a whole new person might be a pretty lofty and hard to measure goal. She advises the key to success is smaller, more sensible goals.
You want to start with a small goal, especially when it comes to weight loss. You want to start with, I'm going to lose 1 pound a week or 5 pounds in a month. You want a really small, attainable goal, something that you can measure, but you don't want to say, I'm going to lose 100 pounds in a month, because guess what? It's not going to happen. You're going to get discouraged. You're going to say, forget it, throw in the towel and be done.
Aside from being something you can measure, being able to check that done box is motivating.
You can't just say, January 2023, I'm going to live a healthier lifestyle. What's measurable about that? You need to pick more of something specific, such as I'm going to work out 3 times a week for 30 minutes, or I'm going to go vegetarian 1 day a week. Something like that that you can check mark if you did it or not.
Since exercise and losing weight go hand in hand, this is another area where you need to start realistically, especially if you're not typically a very active person.
My suggestion is start with the simplest thing. Start with just walking. Start with walking 10 minutes, 3 days a week. Something very small and very manageable that the majority of the population can do, and it's very low impact on the body. You'll find yourself getting stronger. You'll find yourself being able to walk longer and further, and then you can increase your goals from 10 minutes to 15 to 20. Just take those little small baby steps.
Finally, be kind to yourself. We all set goals, and as determined as we are to achieve them, we sometimes fall off the wagon, and that's okay, as long as you don't let us stumble, keep you down.
You get back up and you start again the next day. That's the best thing. You fall off, you can get back on, because it's going to happen to all of us. It doesn't matter how dedicated and disciplined you are. Eventually, you're going to have that slip-up day, but it's okay. You just start again, and don't let it ruin your entire week or month.
Well, Tressa Wask introduces us to a dog named Bud, who's available for adoption right now from Pets Are Worth Saving.
Today's Save a Pet segment is made possible by Realty Executives in Action. Put the team at Realty Executives in action for you.
This is Bugs. He's about 2 years old. He's a white Chihuahua. He came in with a bunch of hoarders last year. He's been with us a year. It's taken him that long to finally decide he likes people. And he loves to be cuddled and loved on. He, like I say, he's about 2 years old. He's a little bit shy on the uptake, but he warms up really fast. And you can meet Bugs by calling 775-253-5051. See him on our website at nevadapaws.org or simply stopping by the store at 7121 Homestead Road.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
I love to look at Mount Charleston right now. Isn't it beautiful?
It is one of the only snow-capped mountains in the area. Are we getting more rain and snow? Find out after the break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, The melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious. Undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios and worldwide on the local BTV app, or if you're into a diet this New Year's, Local BTV app. Yeah, get that for your phone in 2023. Hey, let's look at Fernley at 49 degrees. Wonderful out in Fallon at 51. Weather Twins in Carson City and Tonopah, 44 was their high today, 43 out in Goldfield. We saw Beatty with 54 degrees and Amargosa, the hot spot at 58. Las Vegas just close behind, just missed at Vegas, 57 degrees out there. And in Death Valley, 63. But here in the Paradise of Pahrump, we got 52 all day long. Well, actually, it was 56 just a little bit earlier. Southerly winds to 4 miles per hour. That humidity cooking with us all morning and into the evening. Sun rose this morning at 6:54, set this evening at 4:49, and we picked up a few minutes of daylight. I think 4 or 5 minutes of daylight, liking that trend. Low tonight of 38 degrees. That's where we're heading with southeasterly winds to just 3 miles per hour, whispering to us of the possibilities of tomorrow. And what does tomorrow bring with it? Well, actually, a pretty nice day. Maybe the best day all week, 59 degrees and lots of sunshine, no rain predicted. That's getting saved up for Saturday. And look at that, 15 mile per hour winds, 80% chance of rain. Looks like Sunday there's a brief reprieve before we get back at it with some more rain on Monday, Tuesday. Reprieve on Wednesday, Thursday, coming back with little sprinkles. Looks like it's diminishing as it's pulsing, but we're kind of right at the leading edge of it. So make your plans for Saturday. I don't know, maybe put a fire in, get a pot of stew going, something. Back to the desk. Here's Jeanette and Deanna.
Some cold weather, some rainy days
rain
still.
Yes, again. Yes, capping off the beginning and end of the week.
Some people have been saying that they don't like it, and I know we need it. And always. It's an
we're in a drought. Every drop helps, and I love the rain.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, be careful while driving on those cold nights as well after the rain, especially on the mountain up there. And you can catch us on a local BTV if you would like to download the app. You can watch us on your phone, your tablet, your TV, and your computer. Local BTV. That's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry.
Good night.
Good night.